We're just going to take you in now, though, where Anthony Albanese is speaking on the Royal Commission into veteran suicide. Let's just take a quick listen in.
Plan for real, meaningful and enduring reform for defence personnel, veterans and their families. Lest we forget is Australia's most solemn promise, a promise to remember the fallen, to honour their sacrifice and to care for their loved ones left behind. It's also a reminder of the duty that we owe to all those who return to ensure those who have served Australia have access to the support and services they need and they deserve. Our veterans went in our name, ready to give everything. They put themselves on the line. We owe them more than sentiment. Every death by suicide is a tragedy. A life brought to an end this way changes so many other lives forever. We can't bring back those that we've lost, but we can fight to stem this terrible epidemic, and we can strive to bring it to an end. I want to acknowledge every family and friend grieving the loss of a loved one. Before we called for this Royal Commission to take place, people like Julianne Finney gave heartfelt responses asking for justice for their loved ones, and I acknowledge those who campaigned for the Royal Commission. I also acknowledge the work of Senator Jackie Lambie. She has been a force that has rightly called for this and held everyone to account. She's someone who is absolutely passionate and genuine about making a difference for veterans and their families. I do want to say that we have the deepest respect for every Australian who wears our nation's uniform and serves selflessly to keep us safe. Now, we will work tirelessly to improve the system and keep them safe too. The Royal Commission heard harrowing evidence about the cultural problems within the Australian Defence Force over time and identified deficiencies with the approach, services and support of the Department of Veterans Affairs. We have accepted through the Cabinet process the overwhelming majority of the Royal Commission's 122 recommendations, agreeing in principle to 104 recommendations, noting 17 recommendations for further consideration, and one recommendation is not supported in part. This is one of the fastest ever responses by a government to a Royal Commission report. My government will establish a new Defence and Veterans Services Commission to undertake the most comprehensive reform to the culture, systems and processes across Defence, the ADF and the Department of Veterans Affairs to prevent suicide and improve the mental health and well-being of service personnel and veterans. This Defence and Veterans Service Commission will make a real difference and will be established immediately. The Deputy Prime Minister and Minister Keogh will now take you through some of the details in this government response.